What is going on, guys? It is the Frontz, and we are back again for a Smackdown review for Smackdown for November 28th, 2017. We are 1 month away from the end of the year. Now that Smackdown is out of the way, NXT will be tomorrow, and then SmackDown Raw and NXT will be in the month of December. This is the final SmackDown Live of the month of November, and really not much there. You would think SmackDown Live, which has a pay-per-view in I believe 2 weeks. In like what, 2 weeks? About 2 weeks, maybe three. December 17th or December, yeah, I think it's December 17th. So they have like 3 weeks or so left before a Clash of Champions. And the only things they're building for is the WWE Championship, the US Championship, and you can definitely tell they're definitely doing the SmackDown Women's Championship. The tag team titles, they're still iffy on who's going to be the number one contenders to that. But for now, all we've seen tonight was a build for those three titles. Nothing else has been built. Maybe we had one or two breakups of a group. We will talk about this when we get there. SmackDown starts out with, of course, the recap of last week. We had Shane McMahon come out. He was talking about how he has become the Stephanie of the WWE. He just has to open every show since he came back from Hell in a Cell. I swear, he has been the starter of every single show. He brings up last week's show and then calls out Daniel Bryan.
Shane, I understand why you and a ton of other people think Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens should be fired. But as
Because he's a blithering idiot.
somebody who's been fired a couple times myself, I believe in second chances.
Are they setting up a Daniel Bryan versus Shane McMahon match? Like, are they really going to do this? Like, they have Daniel Bryan talking about coming back. How he thinks there's like a 75% chance he's going to wrestle again and like a 25% chance he'll be in WWE. Is WWE behind the scenes and he's keeping quiet about it and not really saying it? Is WWE actually going to let him come back and work with Shane? I mean, it's going to be a slow pace. It could be a slow paced, easy match compared to what Daniel Bryan is used to working. Can we see a Daniel Bryan versus Shane McMahon match? I don't know.
And I know how much Sami and Kevin wanted to be a part of Survivor Series. Admittedly, their selfishness and jealousy led them to make a very bad decision, and they should have never interfered in the Survivor Series match. But Shane, you too, sometimes your temperament can get the best of your better judgment. It happens all the time.
In this specific case, I agree with you. Let me remind you that Kevin Owens beat my father unmercifully in this ring. So to quote Sami Zayn, check on my temper there. Let me remind you that it was Sami Zayn who got involved in my Hell in a Cell matchup against Kevin Owens right there.
I think he didn't mess up on Kevin Owens' name, but you know.
Double check. And let me remind you that those two individuals betrayed the entire SmackDown roster. Triple check.
But you also have to understand why they did those things. They did them in the name of competition and trying to grab the brass ring.
You know, they have to at least once a year mention Vince McMahon's figurative brass rings. They can't just go 1 year, 1 month, 1 day without mentioning the brass rings, which we know the only people allowed to grab those brass rings are who Vince McMahon wants it to be. And we do know majority of the roster are not allowed to grab those so-called brass rings.
And like I said last week, in those two guys, in Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, I see real talent. If we fire them, ultimately, they're just going to end up on Monday Night Raw.
Great, they'd be my sister's problem.
Yeah, because you want to let two talent go to Monday Night Raw and make SmackDown even worse. SmackDown's already in the toilet as it is. You're just going to flush it down even more. You're going to be the one to pull the trigger and flush the show down the toilet even more.
But see, you left me in charge last week. I took this job under the pretense that you didn't want just a yes man. If you wanted just a puppet who would just do whatever you wanted them to do, I'm sorry, I'm not your guy. But if you want somebody who recognizes in-ring talent, who wants to give talent opportunities, who wants to use those talent the best we possibly can right here on Smackdown Live, then I'm your guy. I just need you to trust me so that when you leave, I can make the decisions.
I do trust you. And the decision, let's take it back to what you made last week. They're still here. They're not fired. But one thing that I do applaud you on is that you made a match right here for tonight. Kevin Owens against Randy Orton. But I'm going to add to that idea a little bit. And just to let you know that the Newsies paperboy, Sami Zayn, is barred from ringside.
First he's an Uber driver, now he's a Newsies paperboy. Like, what else are they going to call Sami Zayn?
And tonight's match between Kevin Owens and Randy Orton will now be held under no disqualification rules.
And typical of a McMahon to take exact revenge against somebody that they don't like. Stephanie would do it to a babyface, then he's doing it to a heel. It's just, giving the McMahons, please be off of my TV. Get them out of WWE. Shane McMahon, when he came back, had that big, huge pop. I think he had one of the biggest pops, minus Daniel Bryan, in a long time. And now he's just another typical McMahon on TV, and I'm over it. Daniel Bryan shakes his head in agreement, and that was that. They've got to be leading to something. These two just can't be like all buddy-buddy after all that and it not be leading to something. There has to be something they're coming out with. There's just got to be something. Next, then we cut to the back when Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, when we come back from commercial. By the way, there's going to be a 6-woman tag team match. Or it's supposed to be a 6-woman tag team match later on tonight with the 3 NXT call-ups of Ruby Riott with 2 T's now. Sarah Logan and Liv Morgan. So they're supposed to take on Charlotte, Natalia Neidhart, and Naomi. That happens later in the night. We cut back from commercial to Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens walking in the back. Sami Zayn complaining to Owens that this isn't fair. They run into Daniel Bryan, trying to get the match changed. They don't have a clip for that, but that's whatever. They're trying to butter him up, say that he's the rational one. He needs to get everything to get, turning them into a shivering form of themselves. Daniel Bryan says, "You're not the only one trying to keep your job. I am too." So the answer is no. Wait, the answer is hell no, and walks off. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens not looking happy at all. Then we see the New Day and Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin walking to the ring. For some reason, the New Day have become obsessed with pancakes. You see them with this huge tray of pancakes, and when they enter entrance, Big E goes over to the Usos, pulls his straps down, and hands them a plate 2 plates, and inside with pancakes, and he hands them syrup, and I'm like, what is this? What's first they're doing bootios, now they have, I guess, a book of booty, whatever. The New Day, I'm over the New Day. I have been for 2 years. Their act is stale to me. There's nothing more they can do. Yes, they put on great matches, but when Big E was like, we're a team and we're a real brotherhood, we'll never turn on each other. That just gives me planting a seed of Big E in the near future possibly turning heel and breaking up the New Day, which I really like to see. The New Day is old news. I'm over the New Day. I want to see other people get opportunities. The New Day just has to go. They have to go. They're not good for the WWE anymore. I would rather just have them go. This was a good back and forth match between these two. I'm gonna say Xavier Woods' discus elbow is nasty. He hits that thing with authority and makes it look good. Woods and Kofi after that big discus elbow, exchanging tags, going all on, doing their own stampede all over Chad Gable, beating him down left and right. Eventually, Gable and Benjamin get into it. Kofi Kingston and Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods ends up winning this match, and I'm like, why? Did they give up on Gable and Benjamin? Is Benjamin and Gable no longer going to be like considered for tag team gold? Are we going to go back to New Day and the Usos? Which I don't mind their tag team feud, but give it a couple more months. Let the Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin have their time. Is somebody sour on them? Is it going to be the New Day and the Usos, the classic champions, or will we have a triple threat match for the tag team titles of Benjamin, Gable, the New Day, and the Usos at Clash of Champions? That's what I'm thinking is going on, because you had the New Day beat the Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin, but did they give up on Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin? I don't know, but it feels like they're not where we expected them to be, where I expected them to be. Tom Phillips, of course, after that takes us back to last week to show us the NXT Women's debut, blah, 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 blah. And then we cut to the back with Charlotte, Naomi, and talking about what happened last week. The only big line, the only part they're like talking about how these guys aren't going to be anything, we're going to go with them, beat them down. Charlotte says the 15 minutes of fame is over, and that after tonight they'll not, like, no one's going to remember their names. Later in the night, we had the NXT rookie, the NXT woman get interviewed by, I don't even know her name. I have no idea who it is. It's not Charlie. It's not Renee Young. I have no clue who it is. And we get a name for this team that I think is better than Absolution, but that's about it.
Ladies, earlier tonight, Charlotte Flair said that your 5 minutes of fame were over, and that after tonight, nobody was going to remember your names. What is your response?
Well, in case anyone forgot, let me go ahead and remind them. My name is Ruby Riott. This is my friend Liv Morgan and my friend Sarah Logan. Collectively, we call ourselves the Riot Squad.
Ruby.
So yeah, the Riot Squad is their name. That is Riot with 2 T's, and the reason behind that is that I guess there was a couple fictional books for a fictional band made a couple years ago with fictional band's name was Ruby Riott, or the way Ruby Riott's name is spelled. Don't you think WWE should have did the research when it comes to naming somebody before they give Ruby Riott her name to see, oh, is this being used? A smart business person would have went, well, let's go through the copyright, the whatever that is that they have. There's a database with all the copyrights in the U.S. Why don't they see, oh, is this name being used? Oh, no, okay, let's use it. No, then they find out, oh, that was a thing a couple years ago, so now we have to change her name just a little bit and put an extra T on her. That's why, to anybody who was wondering, why does Ruby Riott have 2 T's in her name? Why is the Riot Squad, which, whatever, has 2 T's in its name? Because WWE didn't do the research when they gave Ruby Riott her name and found out that the name Ruby Riott is already owned by a fictional band in a book or whatever it is. And now they had to make a little tweak to her name, and that's why Ruby Riott is now with 2 T's.
I think the Queen might still be a little bit foggy from that beating we gave her last week.
Becky Lynch knows who we are, but she's probably in traction in Houston. Last week, we sent a message to the entire WWE universe. We're not here to make friends. We're not here to audition for Total Divas.
Which tells me they're going to be on Total Divas next season.
We're here to turn the entire Smackdown Live women's division upside down.
Wasn't Ruby Riott a babyface in NXT the whole time she was down there? I mean, she did battles with the iconic duo. Wasn't she like a babyface even when she was going up against Asuka in that fatal triple threat match, I think it was, or fatal 4-way, whichever it was? Wasn't she always a babyface? Now you bring her, and Liv Morgan was too. You bring them up as heels? Can someone tell me how any of that makes sense? Because right now, I honestly don't understand why you would take 2 that were big baby faces down in NXT for the little time Liv had, and the whole time that Ruby Riott was down there, and make them big heels.
And I have 2 of the most dangerous women in the world on my side. Liv Morgan, she's my little
I don't buy Liv Morgan as being one of the most dangerous women by her side, but Sarah Logan, I can buy it. Her name on the Indies was, of course, Crazy Mary Dobson. I've never seen her wrestle, but I can buy Liv Morgan, not Liv Morgan, but Sarah Logan more than I can Liv Morgan as being one of the most dangerous women by her side.
Firecracker. Let's go off at any moment.
And I'm about to hop off like it's the 4th of July.
No, honey, you're not going to do anything like that, period.
And Sarah Logan, she is the grittiest Southern belle I have ever met.
And I come from a family of hunters. Last week, we set a trap, and tonight, we bagging 3 big game trophies.
All I think Sarah Logan needs to work on is her promo skills. It's a little, she's just got to work on that. She didn't really get to do much promoing down in NXT, so we didn't get to see how she would sound. But if she works on that, I think she has a nice future in the WWE. Liv Morgan, I see fizzling out in the year and just being off the catering with Kevin Dunn and his soups.
So Charlotte, Naomi, Natalya, they better be ready, because they're about to experience a riot.
And that leads to a 6-woman tag match later in the night. The Bludgeon Brothers. This is a big talking point, this match. Not the fact that the Bludgeon Brothers come out and dismantle the Hype Bros again. I mean, the Hype Bros came out, it was like, after that, in that promo, and we go to commercial, you see the Bludgeon Brothers up next thing, which I hope they keep doing that the entire time. We just don't go and get rid of that eventually, because it's like the Bludgeon Brothers are here. It keeps them being more, what I want to say. It's like, it keeps them more mystique. We don't know when they're going to be here. But the Bludgeon Brothers beat down Zack Ryder this time, who, of course, takes the bulk of the fight, the entire fight, really. Then, after the match, the Hype Bros were being interviewed by What's-Her-Face, and here you go.
Track for a while now, but you haven't came close to that. Now, guys, what can you attribute to this?
A year ago, the Hype Bros were top contenders for the Smackdown tag team titles. That seems like a lifetime ago. The landscape...
You got injured at the wrong time, that's all I got to say.
...has changed, and now we have to change. We've hit rock bottom, and the only way...
You have Mojo Rawley, who's standing right beside him, turn back a little bit, and then just wail Zack Ryder in the back. So Mojo Rawley, everyone expected, because, well, I expected Zack Ryder to turn heel, because in the last few months, he's been coming out with his singles attire, his singles entrance attire. I expected him to turn heel, but I don't think Zack Ryder would work as a heel as much. He never was a really good heel when it was him and, Brian Myers, or, him over on Raw as a tag team or as the Edgeheads. So Mojo Rawley just starts beating down. So we lost into the tag team in WWE, which we knew was going to happen. And listen. And you hear the crowd start chanting, "This is awesome," loving what's happening.
And again, the officials trying to get Rawley to stop it, and there's no stopping him. Mojo's completely lost it. He's reached his boiling point. We just saw Rawley erupt.
Then we cut back from commercial. I'm glad they put this in here too, but he gets asked why he did what he did.
Excuse me, Mojo? Why did you attack Zack Ryder?
Like Zack said, the landscape has changed.
That is all. That's all he said. The landscape has changed. Then later in the night, about an hour ago, Zack Ryder posts on Twitter, I'm sure Mojo Rawley thinks he just put me through the barbershop window. He couldn't be more wrong. Actually, I take that back. Mojo has no idea who the Rockers are. Sick burn by Zack Ryder. Then he posts a picture of Mojo Rawley kicking Zack, and he puts in the tag, blessing in disguise. So, a lot of people expected Zack Ryder to turn heel. I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, Zack Ryder was never a really good heel when he was a heel back in the day when he was with the Edge, when he was with when he was part of the Major Brothers, because they were heels eventually. He was never a good singles heel when he was wearing the half leg, half short tights. He was never a really good heel. So Mojo Rawley, let's see what he does. I'm just hoping he kills they kill his music of I don't stay hype, I don't get hype, I stay hype. Give him new music, have him come out with that death stare that he had when he was walking in the back. Change the way Mojo Rawley is. Don't have him do anything that he did as a babyface, and let's see what he does as a big heel. I don't think it's going to go very far. I mean, WWE only pushes who they want. Then we cut back from commercial, and Bobby Roode is in the back. Actually, it was a commercial. Was the very next thing that happened. We had Bobby Roode being interviewed by what's her name? I have no idea. They don't give these people's name half the time. About what happened last week with him and Baron Corbin.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the glorious Bobby Roode. Bobby, what is your reaction to Baron Corbin accidentally striking you during the lumberjack match last week?
Accidentally? I don't know about that. But what I do know is when Baron Corbin called me absent-minded last week, that was definitely not an accident. You see, Baron Corbin likes to call himself the lone wolf, the alpha male here in the WWE. But deep down inside, Baron Corbin knows that there's someone out there who is smarter, someone out there who is better, and someone out there who's going to take away his United States Championship. So what does Baron Corbin do? He gets scared. And he holds on to his U.S. Championship ever so tightly. And he lashes out at anyone who he perceives as a threat. And it just so happens that the threat is absolutely
Bobby, if you actually think I'm scared of you, you really are delirious.
I think you mean delusional.
Well, if you're not scared, there's really only one way to prove it. Why don't you put that title on the line against me tonight?
No.
Well, what'd you expect? There's no way that match is going to happen anyway tonight. So that looks like that's set up. That's going to happen at Clash of Champions. And unfortunately, unless Bobby Roode's actually going to come out with the U.S. Championship, which I doubt it, this is going to be the big 6 feet under in the big shovel in the ground for Bobby Roode, because they want to push Baron Corbin. So Bobby Roode is going to get fed to Baron Corbin, and Baron Corbin's going to hold in the title for a good bit. Unless they shock me at Clash of Champions, I see Baron Corbin's going to hold on to the title, and Bobby Roode is just going to be a mid-card guy, and he's not going to go anywhere. They've brought Bobby Roode up, who should be on track to be WWE Champion within the next 12 months, and he's going absolutely nowhere. Man, I miss WWE. I miss Bobby Roode in NXT because he was just glorious or awesome or whatever you want to say down there. Then the Singh brothers come out. The Singh brothers come out and introduce the failure of WWE, the failure champion, the failure Maharaja, the failure Raja. I don't have the clip of the make-believe Maharaja thing that Ron Heyman had, but that was funny, and I wish I could play that over and over again. That never gets old. They bring him out. He talks. He doesn't get to talk, and out comes AJ Styles. They attack AJ before the match. and he attacks AJ, and then the Singh brothers do. Then during the commercial break, they actually Jinder Mahal grabs a microphone and talks about how this is what he's talking about, and how he's going to be the next WWE champion. Which, after the events of today, if they stand, I don't think he's getting the title back. This is during the commercial break after the beatdown of AJ Styles.
This is exactly why I am your future two-time champion.
I doubt it.
AJ Styles is a disgrace. He's a disgrace to SmackDown Live. He's a disgrace to the WWE Championship. I am the modern-day Maharaja, and I brought class, dignity, respect to the WWE Championship.
I bet you he doesn't even know what the word Maharaja stands for. And then he sings the Singh brothers out there to do more damage to AJ Styles while he's in the ring.
Regardless of the disrespect you people show me, I became the most dominant force in the entire WWE. I suck.
That's something you don't do, Jinder. You don't acknowledge what they're saying to you because that's just going to make you look even stupider. And can I say, can this guy wear some socks? I mean, he's wearing a business suit for crying out loud. And this guy looks like a bum wearing a business suit. Guy can't afford any socks. This guy should have the money to wear socks, unless he's wearing those girl socks that go up to the top of your ankle, to your ankle, and that's it. Dude looks like a bum in his suit without the weight. It's just a nitpick, but come on, dude. He throws AJ Styles over the barricade. I was wondering how AJ Styles got over that side of the ring.
I was on my way to become the Beastmaster, the greatest of all time.
Give me a break. That is laughable. You are not even close to the greatest of all time. You would have been, that 16-minute match we got against Brock Lesnar with AJ Styles would have been 5. He would have came in, suplex, F5, 1, 2, 3, and out of there. Trust me, Jinder, AJ Styles did you a favor.
AJ Styles, you took advantage of me. I was not ready to face you on Smackdown Live a couple weeks ago in Manchester. But at Clash of Champions, AJ, I am coming for my WWE Championship. And now, I will talk to my people in my language, up and jumping.
And nobody cares. We come back from commercial break, and it's AJ Styles pretty much getting 2-on-1 assaulted by the Singh brothers for the majority of their match. AJ Styles does try to fight back, but gets clipped from behind. The Singh brothers just keep on beating him down. Then he gets up on the top rope, and Jinder tries to stop him, tries to stop AJ Styles, and then, of course, they get, the Singh brothers getting back in charge. One tries to come up and hit AJ, pull AJ Styles into a suplex off the top rope, ends up getting put into a Styles Clash. AJ Styles wins this match with a Styles Clash with one Singh brother off the middle rope onto the other Singh brother for the 1, 2, 3. Then post-match, this is why, if this stands, if we don't see the Singh brothers ever again after what happened after this match, Jinder Mahal is not winning the championship, and we nowhere near it after Clash of Champions. AJ Styles is on the let me hopefully wait till the AJ Styles is on the ramp while Jinder Mahal is in the ring with the Singh brothers. He's seething like a madman. He goes over to the one Singh brother, picks him up, grabs him, and hits him with a kalash. This one looks fine. This Colossus looked fine.
Jinder sent the Singh brothers out to do a job.
I think he's ending the Singh brothers. I think he's firing the Singh brothers this way. You can't come back from this. You still suck chance. This next Colossus should get Jinder Mahal suspended and cut down to the lower card because he could hurt this guy the way he does this Colossus. Like, he literally threw this other Singh brother up and brought him back down, and the guy flipped over and landed and could have broke his arm the way it went. And this guy is supposed to be, was a 6-month WWE champion. This guy is a failure. Get this guy out of my WWE. Cut him out of the remove him from the championship match. Fire him. I never want to see this guy in WWE again after tonight. He is nothing but a loser. Later, he was asked about whatever. He has a backstage fallout. We'll look at that as soon as the commercial pauses through. Jinder Mahal is a failure. If that was the end of the Singh brothers, we will never see Jinder Mahal as WWE champion again. He won the title because of them. If he does not have the Singh brothers, this next time he will not even come close.
Jinder, obviously some strong words tonight from you about AJ Styles and you believing you could take down Brock Lesnar and AJ robbed you of that opportunity. Do you honestly believe that you could have...
Listen, I'm going to cut you off right there. I am the most dominant force in the entire WWE. For 6 months...
Give me a break. For 6 months, you had your little cronies help you in every single one of your matches to help you win that keep that title. They helped you win it, and every time you took that title on the line, they helped you win it. They helped you keep it. The only time that you actually lost was when they weren't around.
I held that WWE Championship with class, with dignity, with respect. Nobody else did that for the WWE Championship.
Give me a break. Class, dignity, and respect, please. Disrespect, no class, no dignity. And that's what you represented. The title looks so much better and seems like a legit title more now than it did for those 6 months you held it.
Raised the profile of the WWE Championship every time I stepped in that ring.
You raised it straight into the ground. AJ Styles having the title for like 3 weeks has done more for the WWE Championship than Jinder Mahal did in his entire 6 months. Seriously, I could have made a cardboard cutout title, and I could have that title would have been more prestigious than what Jinder Mahal did to the WWE Championship when he held the title.
And AJ Styles took advantage of me. I was busy preparing for a match against Brock Lesnar. Smackdown management Shane McMahon forced me to defend.
Excuses.
In the middle of a European tour, I was not ready. This AJ Styles is the luckiest man I know because tonight he snuck away again with the victory. But like I said in the middle of that ring, Jinder Mahal, Raj Guru Garaj. That means Jinder Mahal will rule, and I will rule again with my crown, which is the WWE Championship. AJ Styles, you robbed me of taking the WWE Championship to my homeland of India. I was looking forward, the whole nation of India, 1.3 billion.
So why don't you just invoke your rematch clause next week? I mean, you do, the India tour kicks off, that India date is after next week's SmackDown, so why don't you do that? Take the title and go to India, which I don't want him to see, but he's making excuses. He could invoke his rematch clause next week, but he didn't. He did it at Clash, which means I don't think he's winning the title.
People are looking forward to the modern-day Maharaja defending the WWE Championship on Indian soil. You robbed us all of that opportunity, but at Clash of Champions, I will take back what is mine. Gentlemen.
Yeah, he robbed you guys, like the entire nation of India. That's why ticket sales were down so low that they had to cancel one of the dates and make it a super show for one night, and it's not even a SmackDown show. It's a Raw show, and you were only there for that, which nobody cares about now. So that was something. In the back, of course, we already did that. Riot Squad versus Charlotte, Naomi, and Natty. This was nothing. This was basically a minute into the match. Natalya started the match. She tags Charlotte in and leaves. Just leaves. Says, I want nothing to do with you guys. I wanted nothing to do with you in the first place. So it looks like they're setting up Charlotte versus Natalya for Clash of Champions. So we'll look forward to that. Towards the end of the match, after we come back to commercial break, it's Charlotte and Ruby Riott in the ring. Sarah Logan and Liv Morgan beat down Naomi. This part I have a big major problem with because I don't remember this being called a no disqualification match. This was not a no disqualification match unless I read differently. Ruby Riott is in the ring with Charlotte. She has her down. Liv Morgan and Sarah Logan walk over, beat down Naomi, go over, pick up the bottom. They take the top stairs, they throw them off. Then they take the bottom stairs, raise it up, stand it on its top side, throw Naomi into it. Where's the DQ? Where's in front of the referee? Where's the DQ, ref? Where's the DQ? Then they throw her against the barricade and then put the stairs over top of her. And the referee's looking at him like, get back over there. This match isn't over. Like, where's the DQ? This made no sense whatsoever. Yes, the Riott Squad was supposed to win this match, but you're going to do that? Basically, we went from last night where we had Paige, the Absolution, take out Mickie James and Bayley in the back, to having tonight Natty walk out, then destroy Naomi, and then them beat Charlotte in a 3-on-1 handicap match. So basically, they're pretty much doing the same exact thing on both shows with these three teams. This is going to get very, very boring because you see it twice a week. So I don't know what the heck they're doing. By the way, did anyone else hear when the Riott Squad was coming out, the microphones or whatever, the mics in the back being, like, you could hear with, like, the production guys in the back talking? I swear I could hear that. It could have just been me. But I swear, like Kevin Dunn, when he hit the button to, or whoever it is, hit the button to play Ruby Riott's song, music, they turned the mics on so that everybody could hear it. I don't know, like, for TV. It was just a funny moment. I wish it would have happened during the entire match so I could sit there and just rag on him. But, yeah, like I said when at the start of this, other than Rude Corbin, Charlotte Natty, and Styles vs. Mahal, they really haven't built anything the Clash of Champions. And that's in less than a month. That's like 2 weeks away, 3 weeks away. So are they really going to wait till next week or the Go Home show and just throw a bunch of matches on there? I don't understand this. Fashion Files, who cares? I don't. They did a solid ripoff, who cares? Kevin Owens versus Randy Orton in an no DQ match. Sami Zayn is barred from ringside. Randy Orton tries an RKO from the beginning. He tries it 3 times, misses all 3. This match, these guys beat the bejesus out of each other with kendo sticks left and right. Usually we see chairs shots all the time. This was Randy Orton being the vicious Randy Orton we all know and love. I love the vicious Randy Orton as a heel who goes and beats down his opponent and doesn't care. This is what we saw tonight. This is the Randy Orton I always want to see when it comes to a feud. He goes in and just beats the holy bejesus out of Kevin Owens, actually cuts Kevin Owens' arm open. So if you wanted to see a little bit of blood, it wasn't much, but you got some on Kevin Owens tonight. He back body drops Kevin Owens on the barricade like 2 or 3 times. On the table as well, does not break the table. But the second time he tries for the RKO, or the third time, one of the two, Owens gets out of the ring, heads to through the crowd. Randy Orton follows him. They get up to the ramp, and I'm thinking, this isn't a ringside. This isn't a ringside. Where's Sami Zayn? All of a sudden, Sami Zayn comes out, hits Randy Orton in the back with the chair. Byron Saxton on the commentary team was like, whoa, 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 he's borrowed from ringside. Corey Graves, of course, lets him know this isn't ringside. Ringside is from where the entrance stops in that big square around that oval square, whatever it is around the ring. That's ringside. If they would have when they left that area, Sami Zayn could come in and do anything. What they should have did if they wanted Zayn out of the picture was have him barred from the building, but they didn't do that. So you knew Sami Zayn was going to get involved. Kevin Owens wins the match when Randy Orton goes for his third RKO. This time with his little pose. Randy Orton's knee was damaged by Sami Zayn. Kevin Owens hits him clips his knee, knocks him down, gets up top, hits him with a frog splash, and Kevin Owens wins with a frog splash, and that's how the show ended. Kevin Owens cheering, celebrating and everything. So I guess we have to wait till next week to find out what they're going to do to Sami Zayn. And with the rumor that Sami Zayn heat is still on, Sami Zayn is probably going to lose whatever match they put him in, which in my opinion would be a massive mistake, but we have to wait another week to find out. And that was just SmackDown Live. Was it a good show? No, not by a mile. Wasn't much to say. I mean, they are building AJ Styles versus Jinder Mahal, which if Jinder Mahal destroying the Singh Brothers stands, then Jinder Mahal is not going to win the WWE Championship. If the next time before Clash or at Clash we see Jinder Mahal come out and not be introduced by the Singh Brothers, they are written off, they're done, they're gone, they ain't coming back, and he will not win the WWE Championship. Or maybe it's just them, like WWE pulling the ruse on us. Maybe they're making it look like Jinder Mahal is done with the Singh Brothers, but we'll come to Clash of Champions. We won't see the Singh Brothers until Clash of Champions, and they'll come out and help Jinder Mahal steal the championship for a second time in his career, which is just dumb as can be, but it is what it is. WWE just wants to be stupid with their things. The Hype Bros split up. We all saw it coming. We all expected it months ago. The Bludgeon Brothers broke them up, the Bludgeon Brothers, I like their music. I like the gear. They actually have real ring gear. Luke Harper of Harper's not sitting there looking like he woke up and just decided to wear what he fell asleep in. Oh, let me put my jeans on. Let me go to work. The finisher looked a lot better this week because it wasn't Mojo Rawley. They just picked him up and slammed him down. Last week they held Mojo Rawley up and just slightly put him down, but it still is an awful finisher. They need a real finisher. Maybe something with some kind of powerbomb thing. I don't know. They need to think of a new finisher because that is awful. That is still an awful finisher. The post-match attack, everyone thought it was going to be Zack Ryder, but it was Mojo Rawley. I think Mojo Rawley would be a better choice anyway. Riot Squad on SmackDown, Absolution on Raw. How long will these two women last? I don't know. We'll see as far as that goes. Sami Zayn, of course, is going to be in some big trouble next week. We will see that. But there's not much more you can say about SmackDown. It was just a show. If you missed the show, you really didn't miss much. But that's all I have to say about SmackDown this week. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, and let me know in the comment section below what you thought of SmackDown. Jinder Mahal, I don't think is going to win the championship. We will come to that when we do. But I will be here tomorrow for NXT. Make sure to follow me on Twitter at the Frontz. Follow me on Twitch at the Frontz08, where I am streaming. I will be having a nice long stream tomorrow for most of the day. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a good day, evening, afternoon, or night, wherever you're in the world, and I will see you later.